Happy New Year 2026. It's the 6th of January and the sun is out. And I'm sure most of you in the UK are very aware. It's just been jolly cold recently. I'm back on Ketty, and Ketty is currently on the pontoons at Plymouth Yacht Haven. And there's a reason she's on the pontoons, well, because this happened. I got a phone call from my friends telling me that it looks like she's dragged her moorings. And whilst I was away in Leeds doing my regular media work, I was unable to get down to her and move her. So the big people got involved and moved her onto the pontoons here. So I've popped down now for the first time. And I'm just going to see how she's faring, which is, I think, very well. I am very pleased when I got here after however long of not being on board. She's smelling amazing. Well, she's not stinking like she used to. It smells really good and is in good condition. For all she dragged to mooring, she did not suffer any damage at all. I was really pleased at that. I was also really pleased when I looked in the bilges and they weren't full of water. This is good. And generally, well, everything's right. That's rainwater. There ain't no salt in that. And I know where that's coming from. The water's coming in from under here on this one through, this is the big engine thing which I've sealed. And you can see that hatch just there, maybe even in there. But that hatch just there, around the same at the bottom, not sealed very well. But this bucket, this is the teller of all tales, because a hole there is where the bilge pump comes out, and oh wow, well, that's good. I put that there to catch that, and there's nothing in it. So, lights are getting put back together. Things that I've taken apart are getting reassembled because that's just the type of guy I am. Boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say Wago. Wago connectors. They are the future. Perfect. Okay. Started putting the headlining woods back, just to make it easier for whomever gets the boat. Putting this up. I put this one up, but as I was putting it up, it started to rain, and I'm so glad it started to rain because I noticed from here water was coming down, gathering and trickling. See, it's a bit wet now. Now it's not raining today, thankfully, so that has just been resealed. I thought, oh, I'll have a look at the lighting for it. Anyway, this has no power to it because the other end of it is there, and there's no power to it. And it turns out that this line here is my switch for the lights on the navigation system. So I guess there should be a jumper there, like that jumper there. Anyway, this is going in. I'm looking for my selfie stick so I can put the phone on the selfie stick so I can film myself. I've actually already tidied up before I decided to film and tell you that I'm looking for my self. I had it. I had my selfie stick. Oh look, I've been painting down there. You'll see more of that in a minute as well. I had a selfie stick. How the flipping heck have I put it? Can you see my selfie stick? Can't find my selfie stick. Keep your boats tidy when you're working on it, Richard. Yeah, well, I couldn't find my selfie stick, and I can't find anywhere decent to... And do you know what? You're not going to see this because the phone's in my way now. Boom. Right, well, there it is. And can you see that bulb is on there? Yeah, you can. I tidied up and found my selfie stick. The great news is now you can watch me struggle putting this back. Oh, do you know what? It's not a struggle at all, this. It's going in dead easy. Oh, don't toss through. Look at that! Perfect. What I've noticed as well is it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed. You have to be ambidextrous on a boat because this is clearly a left-handed job, whereas that side of the boat, it's a right-handed job. Anyway, that's in, and I'll put the rest in now without you having to suffer watching me. I'm fitting the radio now, and I've just got to sing the praises of these Wago connectors. Basically, each one of those orange nibbles is a clamp, and whereas before for the radio, the red and the green were twisted together and stuffed into one of these chocolate blocks. It's just awkward, and the size of the cables and blah blah. But look, you can just literally go stuck it in there like that. Make sure it's in all the way. Click that down. Push that in there all the way. Click that down. That is connected. How much quicker is that than these chocolate boxes and a screwdriver? It's not too rocky just now, of course, when I took the video, but it does make painting a little bit difficult. Here I am, painting in the heads area, making that beautiful and pretty. But with all the rocking going on, I feel like there should be a song. A rock and roll painter, and painting rock and roll, yeah. Well now, doesn't that look nice? Once I'd finished that heads area there was a bit of locker here that needed painting. So every now and then I get bashed around by the waves, but it's really nice, I think, to have nice white lockers. It really helps you keep them, well, it helps you know that everything's clean. And when this particular paint, this is Belgian locker paint from Hempel, just, you can wipe it and then you know everything's clean and you can get rid of all of the mould, because those of you who've been watching for the last, well, nearly every episode, the thing I've been fighting is the mould, and it had places to go. So now that I have completely and utterly covered everything in the appropriate amount of bleach and vinegar and mould and mildew remover, it's time to make sure that that cannot come back, and this is a great way to do it. But waiting to dry now, I am going to measure this. It's cushions time. So if anybody has got any idea how to make it easy when it comes to measuring kooky angles for cushions and then working out what size bit of foam and material to get, well, drop a comment below and help other people, because I think by the time you see this I might have already got some foam. Maybe. I've got a great place to get some foam from. I'm very excited about it. I'll show you that in a moment. But got to measure that one, and then I've got to measure that one, and including a back, that one including a back, down there. Oh, no back required. And this one here. I'm working hard. I'm trying to get it nice. Handily, I've got lots of lips to measure up to. So is that 42.5 or 43? What do you do? I'm going to go with 42.5. I've got my measurements, and I'm off to a very exciting place. This place is for everyone. All are welcome. This is a rather recently battered Plymouth scrap store. And what is in Plymouth scrap store is nothing less than, well, scrappy, yes, but also amazing.
Down by the docks in Plymouth town, there's a doorway painted bright, boxes stacked up to the ceiling, every shelf a little light. Material rolls and ribbons, fabrics folded, color tight, offcuts waiting for a story dust that sparkles in
And this is Fran.
Hello!
Fran, where are we?
Well, I'm in a big pile of foam. We're at the Plymouth Scrap Store on Union Street, finding some stuff for Richard's boat, yeah.
And the scrap store does like loads of different scrappy stuff. I've taken a few videos downstairs.
Yeah.
Just the thing.
So everything we have here, we basically have everything here. Anything you can imagine. Everything we have comes from people's donations, just people, or we might get stuff in from businesses. So this has come from, this is like commercial waste, hence why we have so much of it. And yeah, we take what we can to stop it going to landfill. So come down and have a look, you'll find treasure here.
And tell us then, what's the purpose, where's the money go to, what's it all about?
So the money kind of helps us carry on, and the fact that we're able to be so affordable for the local community is really important. We help out lots of local businesses finding what they need, but being sustainable about it, because they're using kind of second-hand waste products to do their thing. And yeah, we're a not-for-profit organisation, so we literally just want to keep the lights on. So yeah, come down and support us.
If you're in Plymouth and you need scrap, it's not just Fran, there's a good number of other people here, isn't there?
Yes, there are, and we're all very friendly, and we'll make you a cup of tea if you ask very nicely.
I'll do that later. Back on board. A successful trip to the scrap store. I did get lots of foam and I cut some of it, but forgot to film it, so I'll show you that in a bit. But I'm, as I said, back on board doing, at last, the heads. There. Look at that. That is shining white. Apart from the ivory walls, which I've just realised looked like they weren't clean. But they are. They're bright, shiny clean. They're the same as that. It's not white. It's ivory, but looks nice. For those of you who remember when I took the yucky head out, it literally is just 4 bolts. 1, 2. There's 2 on the other side. And a nut. And that is the whole assembly in. I've put the brand new soil on, the water inlet, the green one here, that wasn't needed to be renewed. But here's a question. Up there you'll notice I do not have an anti-siphon. The boat did not have an anti-siphon. Do I need an anti-siphon in either of those in or out pipes? I'm going to investigate and see what many people think. I've done a bit of investigation and many people have had many different answers. What's your thought on that? We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a very important public service announcement. Do not use acetone on a sponge. It will melt the sponge. Yeah, there was a bit of paint on the floor and I just thought, I'll use this sponge with some acetone to bring it up. It brought the paint up, but then it melted the sponge. Who knew? We interrupt this broadcast with a very important public service announcement. Do not use acetone with blue roll. The blue will come out all over everything. Who knew? It's a bit of a grim day again today, and carrying on just doing jobs. Do you remember he said that these things were leaking here? These holes. And they were nice and easy to fix. Well, I'm just about to do that fix. Actually, surprisingly, only need a screwdriver. I first thought that these would be bolted through, nuts underneath, but they're not. They're literally just screws. I mean, I'm working on this in January, so good weather is hard to come by. It was really nice last week, but it doesn't look like it's going to be coming any better anytime soon. And quite frankly, I don't like the amount of fresh water that I'm getting in the bilges, so I've watched it dripping from these from underneath. I thought I'd just give them a quick run over with the gook. Oh, actually, that rubber doesn't look too bad. Nonetheless, just got to get some gook. Of course, my nozzle was clogged from the last time I used it, so I'm just going to blob it on and rub it around. So that was a quick smear of the gook around that, which didn't film because you'll judge me. And I try and find the same holes. And then we'll see if that was the issue or not. Next time it rains, I'll go and have a look underneath. I don't know about you guys, but when you're sealing stuff, there's nothing I love more than seeing all of the sealant squeeze out when you do the last bit of tightening. Of course, you know then that you've got like, oh yeah, I've got to seal all of it, look at that, awesome. Of course, what it does mean is you have to then clean all of that up, which is a bit frustrating. For me, it means two things. It means, first of all, yes, I used far too much. Oh, the boat's rocking again, of course. But it also means that it must have a pretty good seal. It's nice to be in the warm for this one in the house. As you can see here, we've got foam that has been cut a little bit to the right sizes. I don't have all of the foam for the cushions that I want yet. And I'm currently sat on the bulkhead for the port side. And I've been cutting the vinyl to go over the wooden panels. I have discovered this is proper vinyl. It's from Hawk House and it's padded. Look, see how nice and fat and padded that is. It's got a lovely pattern on it too, ivory colour. I've discovered that if I use my proper blade with the hook on it, it kind of eventually starts digging, especially because I'm cutting from this side, and it digs in and you got to... So I thought I'd go to the scissors. I go to the scissors and they both got really blunt really quickly, and I'm amazed at how blunt they've got so quickly. So I'll be probably needing to get another pair of scissors to finish this off. But yes, it's time to make the insides look really nice. I called Hawk House and they told me to download the handy PDF file that is on their website. And when I read that, it said you can just use waterproof PVA glue if you are doing their foam-backed vinyl onto bits of wood, plywood, etc. Well, because that's what I'm doing, I figured I'd do that rather than stink myself out using all of the contact adhesive sprays and things. So that's a pretty good thing. It meant that I can do it here in the warm as well. And that's what I've been doing. And I've done a few of them so far. The cutting around is so difficult. There's a great video by the boat butler in the Sealant. I can't remember his name actually, but I watched him do it inside a westerly. And he does a really good job. My goodness me, he does do a good job because it is not easy. Anyway, let's just glue some glue onto this piece of wood and carry on. Of course, I've left my selfie stick on the boat, haven't I? So, you know, you're not going to see me do all of this because, quite frankly, it's hard. Discovery, it goes on a lot nicer if you do it like that. Okay, so that is now going to get flipped over and placed on this. And now I'm standing on it to make sure that it's going to have a really nice adhesion. Alrighty then, what we see here is two of the headlining items. That one there I have covered, that one there I have glued, and I'm about to pin the back around using that. So, this is how I've been doing it. External corners have a cut going like this. Cut in such a way that it can be folded up and pulled tight on the corner and then stapled like that. Then I peel off the backing foam from the corner of this. This then gets pulled tight up there like that and stapled roughly where my thumb is. I do the same with this corner. Peel back the foam. I usually do a nicer job than that, but I was doing it one-handed. And then fold this up. See, that doesn't go onto there. I need to trim that bit off and then staple it. And once I've stapled it, I trim, and that is a good corner. Okay, and then you fold it over and do that all the way around. There you go. It's a little bit wavy, but then as that will be unseen, not a problem. Round to here, I've got an internal, and I'll do exactly the same thing. I cut a piece to the corner and pull it tight like that, and then staple it. And then the others, well, you'll see. Internals are never as nice, especially when they're right next to an external like that. I'm going to peel this back now here. Just carry on. The blob is blob. Cut that into 6. Now to staple. Teletubbies, Teletubbies, say, oh.